Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. I have been reporting on Kathleen Kennedy's plans for Indiana Jones since June of 2021. I'm the one who broke this story. It was leaks from my contacts that delayed this movie for over a year now, during which time they were allegedly retooling, and now some new leaks from my Hollywood spies have emerged, alleging some disastrous test screenings for Indiana Jones 5 that have Disney pulling their collective hair out and have Kennedy absolutely furious. I have an update about Kennedy's reaction to my last video exposing these terrible test screenings, and Chapek's reaction to all of this brouhaha as well, along with some confirmation from various sources that indeed my last video was on the money. In fact, I have been informed over and over again by different sources that indeed all the rumors I've been bringing you over the past year about Indy 5 have been nearly 100% spot on correct. And now I have one more bit of proof to present to you, which confirms that once again, Doomcock was right.
I never doubted it, Doomcock. You may be my sworn enemy, but you're also my best pal. So I gotta hand it to you, even though one day when I get out, I'll grow to gigantic Stay Puft Marshmallow Man size and stomp you flatter than Paramount stock price. You are pretty much on the money in this case. Pray proceed, Doomcock. Tell us more about this evidence which confirms part of what you were saying.
Very well then, Skull of Calderon. Before we get to Kennedy's reaction and the confirmation I've received from various sources, let's go ahead and discuss the story that broke yesterday, confirming a prediction I made over a year ago in a video I made on June 21st, 2021. Check out this excerpt from the first video where I broke this story. According to this source, they will be using deepfake technology to have the young version of Indiana Jones pop up in this movie. So we'll have old Indiana Jones fighting alongside young period Indiana Jones if this rumor is correct. And I'm told there are two endings that are currently being considered, which is where things get awful. Both endings allegedly have old Indiana Jones dying at the end of this movie. But in one of the rumored endings, young Indiana Jones dies alongside old Indiana Jones, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge swoops in like a vulture, picks the hat up, and takes his place moving forward. Now normally, I wouldn't believe this at all, but remember that Kathleen Kennedy is producing this film. So this is exactly the kind of man-hating, patriarchy-toppling woke bullshit that Kennedy loves. I mean, look at what they did to Luke, if you think she would hesitate to pull this off if she was allowed to. Now, in the other ending that is allegedly being considered, old Indy dies, young Indy lives, and he teams up with Phoebe Waller-Bridge to get her back to her time. Regardless of which ending they wind up going with, if there's any truth to these rumors, an Indiana Jones TV series will pick up where this leaves off on Disney+. Well, my friends, Variety confirmed that once again, Doomcock was right yesterday when they posted this article, Indiana Jones TV series eyed by Disney+. I quote, Disney is actively looking to develop an Indiana Jones TV show for Disney+, Variety has learned exclusively from sources, unquote. Exclusively, eh? Well, Variety, I was talking about this back in June of 2021. If you wanted to know, you could have just asked me, but whatever. The article continues, quote, The Mouse House and Lucasfilm have specifically been bringing up the possibility of a streaming show set in the world of the globe-trotting archaeologist in general meetings with writers of late, sources say. They are still looking for a writer to take on the project, thus no plot details are available. Given that, it is unknown if a series would serve as a prequel to or spin-off of the film franchise, or if it would tie into the upcoming 5th Indiana Jones film, similar to how Disney has tied its Marvel shows on Disney Plus into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The move to potentially develop an Indiana Jones show comes as Harrison Ford has stated he is done playing the character after the fifth film, which is due out in 2023. In addition, sources say Disney is currently exploring a number of options to keep the franchise going, which could mean a series, new films, other media, or a combination thereof. Reps for Lucasfilm declined to comment, unquote. And so it is unfolding, just as I anticipated it would back on June 21st, 2021. The plan was for Indy 5 to roll right into an Indiana Jones 5 TV show, which adds a lot of credibility to these terrible rumors. Because at the end of this movie, who will be standing? Even if they change course and let Indy stay Indy and live on to a ripe old age, there's no way that Harrison Ford is doing an Indiana Jones TV show. It ain't happening. He said he's put on the hat for the last time. It's very doubtful that Disney Plus is planning a TV series with a deep-fake young Indy, because that would be very expensive and the cost probably would not be justified in terms of the benefit to Disney Plus. Nope. The only way this makes any sense is exactly the way I claimed it would go back in June of 2021. They kill off Indy, Phoebe Waller-Bridge either becomes Indy at the end, using time travel to erase him from history and take his place, or she simply moves forward with his hat and whip, taking over the franchise. Either way, it makes the most sense that she would then be Indy in the new Disney Plus series, which will result in a lot of people canceling Disney Plus out of sheer rage. But I think this article is ample confirmation that these rumors have a high degree of credibility.
Yep, you called it, man. Once again, Doomcock was right.
But even more interesting than that, Harvey, is Lucasfilm declining to comment on this story, because at this point, it's unclear, even to them I believe, what's going to happen to Indy 5. What is clear, however, is that my last video was spot on, so much so that Kennedy is very upset indeed that I have so much information. At this point, I must state that the information I'm about to share with you comes from sources claiming knowledge of the situation. But since I cannot personally verify any of this information, I am presenting it solely as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. According to a longtime source, Kennedy is one very, very upset Hollywood executive at the moment. But before I go into all of that, let's look at two sources who have confirmed the disastrous Indy 5 test screenings. As I said before, my source claims there are 6 possible endings, all of which have been tested, all of which feature Phoebe Waller-Bridge replacing Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones moving forward, and all of them have failed with test audiences, the best of those endings getting only a 35% approval rating, which is atrocious. Well, the first confirmation came from Cameron Pashaw's Patreon account, an excellent source of info on various Hollywood matters that I can highly recommend. And this is an excerpt of what my friend Cameron's source had to say. Quote, apparently, this is KK's temper tantrum over the bad test screening on Indy 5. Apparently, Mr. Chapek got the reviews from the test screening directly and was not pleased. Not even a little. She's trying to do this so she still has justification to remain as per our agreement as long as I have projects pending, unquote. Considering that this information coincides with Doomcock's latest video claiming that the Indiana Jones 5 screening was a disaster, and the surprise announcement was made one day before the Disney earnings call and the elections, I believe this makes sense, unquote. So thanks to Cameron Pashaw for that information, folks, and you should subscribe to him. He's pretty sharp.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, Doomcock. And the fog of war over Lucasfilm is starting to look like a 5-alarm blaze in progress. I take it Miss Kennedy was not pleased by the reaction of the audience to her little pet project to turn Indy from a he into a she?
No, not happy at all, Skull of Calderon. Here is what a longtime source of mine had to say about Kennedy's response to my video and Chapek's reaction to the test screening data. Quote, I have news. It's confirmed your reporting is right on the money with Indy. Chapek is furious and Kennedy is refusing to change the film. She's acting out now, trying to leverage the acolyte. I replied, how can Chapek possibly allow something that fucked up to be released? Doesn't he have any power at all? To which my source replied, leverage. Let me put it to you this way. Chapek fires Kennedy, BlackRock comes in and says, no, we like what she's doing, so no. Chapek is out. He lets her damage the IPs she's worked on. He has cause. But now it's how far is he going to let go beyond repair? Chapek is angry. But you need to understand the business model. The studios are sovereign companies who answer to the Disney executives. They empower their own decisions and the studio heads should not be interfering. Chapek needs a good basis to get her out, so he has clearance to do so when things go south. Also, what you see happening now is Kennedy having a meltdown because she knows she's out. If she can't fix Indy, Chapek might do something drastic, but he has to give her the rope to hang herself, unquote. So, my friends, there you have it. The future of Indiana Jones 5 is hanging by a thread, and if these leaks are correct, Chapek is hoping that Kennedy will metaphorically hang herself with that thread. I have more on what Kennedy is allegedly up to at Lucasfilm, and I'll be presenting that information in the near future. But until then, my friends, from the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.